Don't know boo is the one enemy. Hell nah, ain't no one scared of ever agree. Hell nah, I'll stop and greet up just you wait and see. That's right, you can't stop me.
Our number one, the number one, Shawn Michaels, dude. What are you doing up there?
Doing the chest job, dude.
Doing some panic and bullshit over there. AKA.
Cheesy.
I digress. Midnight Express against Brian Pillman and Tom Zink. From what is this?
April 20th.
April 20th. Great day in our history. No, the Midnight Express, I inducted into the NHL Hall of Fame. Brian Pillman, I had a hand in inducting him into the Hall of Fame.
Yes, you did.
I love all these guys, and man, you know, the last match we said had the best crowd heat, but this one, as far as atmosphere, we saw it a bit with the Muta in our match, but for me, and my notes, I said this felt like a pay-per-view, big world title, you know, tag match.
Yeah.
Man, it was great. And I love 90s tag wrestling. Great American Bash 90, I've sung its praises many times. The Midnight Express against the Southern Boys, and I would put this up there. And for me, that's saying a lot. Fabulous match.
Yeah, I mean, I think when these two teams got paired up, it was just like there was some kind of angel singing overhead.
Yeah.
And, you know, the thing I remember writing in my notes is that the Midnights were so great at making a long match entertaining, full of great action, without boring rest holds.
Yeah.
You know, those two's team dynamic was just off the charts. They knew how to, you know, look at each other, and they know what the next move is, and they know how to incite the crowd even more. It was just a fantastic watch, and you know, ever since we've actually started the blog in the last few years, more and more I watch the Midnight Express. I truly believe they were the greatest tag team.
Yeah.
Of the last 20 years.
And a lot of that rests squarely on the shoulders of Bobby Eaton, who at his time was just such a terrific performer.
And, you know, you can't discount Cornette.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Always out there inciting the crowd.
There's a spot in this match where Lane tries to backtrack up the aisleway, and I love that. And usually I don't, you know, I'm not a sucker for these kind of comedy bits, but this was so terrific. You know, so Lane's trying to get out of there, trying to escape, retreat, and Cornette has to literally push him back, and that was great, you know, and the crowd was eating it up. Eaton took a floor bump. This guy was doing nutty bumps, you know.
And you look at him, he looks like he's gonna just crack in half. I mean, that body, that, you know,
yeah,
it's an
one too many
eyesore.
home for highest, I think.
Yeah. But Pillman and Zink, the thing I think would have even chalked this up to an amazing, you know, top tier match that everyone remember, is that unfortunately Zink was the one in the ring most of the match.
Yeah.
I think if Pillman would have been there working his face apparel, wow.
Yeah. So Pillman picked it up so naturally.
Yeah, Pillman came in at the end and just blew it away, man.
Number 4.
So great match. Ranked very high for all of us. It's your number one match. We do recommend, you know, if you're a tape nerd, as we are, or, you know, or if you're fascinated, you know, with internet downloads, hopefully you can use this as a template.
Pornographic type.
Well, I mean, if you got the Aaron entries footage, you know, whatever. But so yeah, try to seek this out. A lot of it's very good. Pretty much anything on our top 25 is worth seeing. But these top 10, these top 5, you know, double thumbs up. Real quickly, just like 1-2 word response. Who's your guys' MVP of the entire year set?
Ooh.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Doom made several of my top 10 matches, and they made my number 1. And another reason I say that is because I inducted them most recently into our Hall of Fame, and this reaffirmed my opinion back then. And yeah, if ever someone I feel needs to see their work, you know, here's a good place to start. Steiner Brothers. They had a time limit draw with the Rock and Roll Express. It didn't make the, I think, top 25. Maybe it did somewhere later down the list.
Actually, yeah, it was 13.
13, okay. And then, you know, they had my number 1 against Warriors. So that's my MVP.
You know, I was thinking about doing Ric Flair as this, but then as you were talking, a name just popped in my head. Jim Ross would be my MVP for the show, because his excitement, his enthusiasm of just about everything on the show was tremendous.
It's a great word
his,
for it.
You know, the banter back and forth between him and Cornette.
Him and Heyman.
That's what I was going to Him and Paul E. Just the whole thing, you know, JR was just on top of his game. This was JR in his prime.
He was in every episode. I mean, you get to hear a lot of his prime stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And there was little anecdotal stuff. Like I remember him saying at one point, "We're going to," I think it was Indianapolis. It was some big, he's like, "I've never been there before," and like it was just him as a person, like showing like excitement. And then he did that too again later when they were going to Canton with the National Football Hall of Fame.
He was like, I'm gonna get there early, go to that football hall.
And like in Oklahoma, see his old friend.
And Vince McMahon, they don't let announcers be persons.
Yeah.
Have personalities, be human, and
You're
so
just a wax
Wallace, good
figure.
pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and just to be the pick away from you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pick Pillman.
Cool.
Okay.
Him and Zink team for most of the year. They had a bunch of stellar matches. They
He had
worked
some
a lot of
crazy
different
singles.
teams. And his single squad, there was nothing more entertaining to me
Well-
than watching him go up against these big 300-pound weekend
Basher
warriors
and
just beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, he took on a lot of giant, dumpy, lumpy turds and brought them to awesome matches. Not to mention, he had some stuff against the likes of Cactus Jack Foley, Bam Bigelow, and a few more.
What about him and Tim Horner?
Oh yeah, that made
decent little match.
That was pretty high.
that was 15 on the list.
Yeah.
And I would argue, in terms of mat wrestling, when I say technical, that's what I'm referring to. That was the biggest mat wrestling match on the entire set.
Like a straight baby face.
They went
fight,
like probably at least a dozen minutes, and it was purely almost on the ground. So, good pick again. Guys, Never Hand Over, we're rolling into, like, what, 5 years now?
Yep.
Coming up in 2010, we are going to review all 330-plus Clash of the Champions matches. We're going to rank them in order from 1 to 3, whatever.
Everyone will be there in a ranking.
So if you're ever curious of what Clash of the Champions matches to see, you'll be able to turn to that exhaustive tomb of wrestling knowledge. We are purveyors.
We are.
Also, this spring, we're taking a little downtime, just finished this. We got a big batch of Full Impact Pro, FIP out of Florida. We got tons of Puro from 09 and your
your
homemade,
Yes.
your witch's brew.
Step into the ring, let the show begin. A Cheddar Glass Joe with a punch to the chin. I might be a rookie, but these dudes are chumps. A set piston Honda home with forehead look.